Welcome. Happy Monday, everyone. Welcome to a new episode of Flipside Focus. I'm your host, the Random Dude Josh, and with me from across the big pond is my compadre, still my partner in crime, Johnny the Machine Hughes. Johnny, how are you?
My eyes hurt. I've not seen that much orange since Thunderbird 3 took off from Tracy Island. What the hell is that? Don't tell me. That's a Steve Sewell shirt, isn't it?
No, Philip Lindsay, who was recently traded to the Texans, got this bad boy for $20.
Isn't that what they got for the player from the Texans?
Well, you know, I know people are not here, obviously, to hear us talk about football. We're saving that for later in the year.
Oh man, we would rock a football show.
I want to do it.
Yeah, I'm there.
So I think that would be fun. So we will save that for later. But we are here to talk some indie comics. But before we get into that, just want to make a note that this episode of Flipside Focus is powered by StreamYard. StreamYard is the best platform for any streaming, whether you're streaming games, podcasts, whatever it is. So check it out, StreamYard.com. This is not sponsored by StreamYard, but it should be.
Yeah. Way to go there. Woo! Yeah.
So now we've started this trend on Flipside Focus when we select which picks we're going to talk about. And I think it's just going to be the regular now. We've got the coin.
Oh, go on, son.
Today, Johnny, you will be Raichu.
Raichu. What's his secret?
That's the evolved version of Pikachu.
Ah,
yeah.
So Raichu choose me.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then the backside will be the Pokemon logo. So here we go.
Gotta catch them all.
All right, what do you think? Oh,
it's got to be you this time, surely to God.
Nope, it is you, my friend.
Really? Oh my God. Okay.
Hey, you know what? It's a flip of the coin. I mean, I'm not two-faced, but it's pretty. It's fair. I think it's fair.
Head no tails, kitty cat.
But we are talking about Giga.
Depends on your accent, I suppose.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So this is my choice. This is Giga issue 3, written by Alex Packnagel, who's one of my favorite writers of indie books at the moment. On top of that, you've got the art by John Lee, colors by Roche, letters by Edita Bidiker, whose work we've seen on a host of different indie books. Mm-hmm. And of course, it's published by Vault Comics, who are, gotta say it, man, they're kicking ass with these indie books. Definitely. The diversification of their ideas is so great. So this book's out in the stores now, so it's no have to go and wait for it. It's an opportunity for you to get in. I will say that this feels a little bit later than it should. Issue 2 shipped in December. This shipped, I think, last week. So there has been a delay on this, which kind of elongates the story a little bit. But the way it works, essentially, is there's this kid called Ethan who at one stage was very much into the clergy life of this world. The clergy life worship the Gigas, these great big huge robot type characters. Mm-hmm. He becomes disenfranchised somewhere down the line and kind of lives like an upstart life. Artificial intelligence is banned. He gets a set of robot legs, or he builds a pair of robot legs with his best friend. That leads to all sorts of trouble. The AI develops into a kind of robot, which you kind of see halfway through this book, like a miniature robot. It's basically a book that kind of calls out the establishment, but with a sci-fi trappings. Mm-hmm. it is heavy going. So if this is your first issue, I recommend you go back and get the others. Or alternatively, it's one of those books, and I don't believe you're not going to believe I'm going to say this, Josh. I think it's one of those books that actually reads better as a trade rather than single issues. Yeah, I got to the end of this book, man, and I was like, page 22. I was like, right, where's the next one? I just want to keep. I want to keep going. So part of it is because of the long gap between the issues, and you kind of lose your way a little bit. But the other part of it is it's just so encompassing. You know, you really buy into Ethan and his plot, his situation. The big situation is that one of the Gigas, one of the gods, has been killed, and in issue 2, it was very much a case of circumstantial evidence. You were there, so therefore you did it. Lo and behold, with a little bit of jiggery pokery, Ethan finds out that Ethan is one of the few people who have the technical skills to alter the programming and kill the Giga. So that kind of puts him up against the forces that be. So you've got a society, you've got a religion, you've got a police force, you've got a young punk kid with no legs and an artificial robot for a best friend who dies, or does he? What's not to love about this book, man?
Yeah.
I mean, the art's a little bit Monty Python in places, which I don't mind, to be honest. I honestly don't mind it. It has that kind of not quite sci-fi feel, but it's a lived-in universe. I can't rate this enough. I think it's one of those books that's just going to absolutely blow people's minds away. I mean, Picknadle, he's done some great stuff. Do you remember Frendo? About the glasses that with the AI that kind of taught people how to buy stuff. That was him, you know. And you know, he spent time on the big two. He spent time having a migraine, working on cable.
So, man,
that joke is never going to get old.
Nope, definitely will never get old. You know, as I was going through it, the artwork is really nice on this. Like the colors are gorgeous. I actually love the palette choice where it's not so in your face color.
Yeah.
The palette choice and the tones used, I thought was great.
Yeah, it can have that kind of washed out look in places, which I think absolutely works brilliantly. I think there's certain times, and I think we said this recently on another book, there are times when the colors can look a little bit too digital for me. I'm an old school guy. I'm an old timer. So I mean, I get why. I
can't imagine where you would come up with old timers.
No idea.
Choice of words.
No idea. However, I know the digital is the way to go for a lot of comic production, especially if you're talking like cross countries, you know.
Yeah.
Alex Packnagel's a Brit with me, so you know, working with people across the world, it's going to have to be digital. But I mean, that panel there you've got there, look at that cityscape, man.
Yeah,
how good's that?
Well, and not only does it look amazing, the fact that they've really taken the less is more approach.
Yeah.
So it really gives you that true perspective as far as the depth, but also accurately shows the size.
Yeah,
that's gods.
That's an absolute spot on point to consider. You know, I mean, this isn't Godzilla where you know the damn thing changes size more times than God knows what. You know, this is a perspective. You think that religion's a huge thing, and it is for loads of people. All right, this isn't me saying religion is bad or me saying religion is good. Religion is big for a lot of people, and by having these robots be the epitome of that religion, and then being gigantic, kind of gives you that visual impact. You know, so you kind of get that feeling about it rather than someone just telling you it. It's very much show not tell.
Yeah.
Oh, there's his little robot mate. Oh, bless him.
I have to give credit where credit is due. The faces on these robots reminds me of the first generation of Transformers.
Yeah, I could see that definitely. Yeah,
you know, because just it allows for that expression to come out.
It's a good shout. I never thought of that, but yeah, you're absolutely right.
Because that's very similar to how Bumblebee looked.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, definitely, because Bumblebee's the smaller of the Autobots, isn't he?
Mm-hmm. Yep, the smaller of the Autobots, but also the the most impactful. So
Especially when you throw him against the wall. Transform now.
No, I really enjoyed it. I thought this was a great read. I do agree with you that this is better in trade than single. So because once you start, you don't want to stop.
Yeah, and I suppose that's a compliment. We mean that as a compliment to Alex. You know, and Alex writing is the fact that getting 22 pages once every 4 months isn't enough because it's that good. You know, and I think from a realist point of view, Josh, we talk about how many good publishers are out there right now, right? We talk about AWA, we talk about Vault, we talk about a range of different companies that are out there that are putting out good material. If you've got four 4 months between issues, you know what? You potentially could lose. You could lose some readers. You could lose some traction. You know, and especially like a heavy book like this.
But on the flip side of that, what is more, if you're looking at the big picture, the overall, what would you rather do? Have one book, one trade just come out, boom, there's the story start to finish, and then try and fill in the next 6 to 9 months of stuff? Or do you go like this route with the singles? And yes, you're going to have to spread it out, but that at least keeps people roped in with the publisher for anywhere from 6 to 9 months.
I know, but come on.
And trust me, I understand where you're coming from, because it's a fantastic story and we want more. But at what cost is it to get this in trade, read through it, and then be like, well, that was a fantastic story. Now I'm going to this other publisher. I am playing devil's advocate a little bit on this.
I get that. You son of a bit. All right. Okay. I would like to think that Vault have enough of a reputation now that if they wanted to go trade paperback and go, boom, there you go. I think. All right. Okay. Well, play devil's advocate. Let's split it down the middle. Instead of having like 4 lots of 22 pages, why don't we have 2 lots of 40 pages, 2 lots of 64 pages, book 1, book 2?
But what would your time frame be in between releases?
Yeah, 6 months.
If you were to go that 40 page lot,
let's have 6 months. I don't know, but I am just spitballing a bit here. I just think the gap. If this was a monthly book, it was coming out month after month after month, you'd be fine. You'd absolutely be fine. Because you put it on your pull list, and then lo and behold, you'd pick it up every month. But if this is on your pull list, or in fact, if any book is on your pull list, and then you have to wait 4 months for the next issue, by the time you pick up your pull list and you get home and you look at it, you're like, what? What's this? What's going on again?
But then it encourages you to go back and read the previous issues and enjoy them yet again.
I don't have time to read the back issues. Man,
okay.
I bought some books. I bought some books last week.
Okay.
And I haven't even had a chance to read the damn things yet. And there's some really good ones. You've got Casual Flynn Part 2. You've got Vampirella Dark Powers in there. Books that, we've talked about how good these books are. And I haven't had a chance to read them. Too busy talking about other books on this show.
So I would say we're kind of that odd scenario because of how much we have to read, everything we're doing. We're that unique scenario.
Yeah, my life's
But
so
put
hard.
yourself well, but
My life's so hard,
put
I've got too
yourself
many
in the
books to read.
shoes of someone who's not reviewing comic books on the regular.
Okay.
They get the new issue. It's been a couple of months. They can sit down, read the previous, and it's honestly almost better than having a previously on, and then you miss any of those parts that you personally enjoyed.
All right. Well, I can see we've got some people watching live. So here, let's throw this out. Let's get some interaction going on. People who are watching, what do you prefer? Do you prefer getting the book regularly as a monthly or a bi-monthly schedule and that you know it's going to happen? Or do you prefer the idea that your book's going to be delayed slightly and therefore encouraging you to go back and read the previous issues? Get involved, get your comments in on the show. Let's see what you got to say.
Yeah.
Are you Team Johnny or Team Josh? That's the question. It isn't the question at all, but still.
That's true.
But let's know.
Very true.
Let's see what people are going to say, because it's not just our opinion counts.
It's true. Very true. While we're waiting for those to come in, I do want to now Al Mega again. If it's delayed, he can because he's busy and he forgets. But again, I would put Al in the same category as us.
Nah, he doesn't read a book. He waits for us to review him and tell him about them. That's what he does.
Oh, so we're the cliff notes of the books. Okay.
Pretty much. That's how that works. Yeah, that's a good point actually as well. Yeah. So there's a lot of competition for good books out there.
Yeah.
So
Al brings up a big point. Long delays makes for loss of interest. That I would agree. We saw that with a particular.
Sorry, got a bad case or something there.
But when you have a super long delay in books, of course you're going to lose interest. But if it's a month or two, is that too long of a break? I don't think that it is.
I would like to hope that people that are digging Giga are happy to wait that long. Mm-hmm. I have to, and this might sound a bit odd, but when Alex contacted me, Alex Packnagel, and said, "Do you want to have a look at number 3?" I was absolutely thrilled. Absolutely thrilled. I guess I'm a bit privileged in that Alex reaches out and says, "Can you look at the book?" I'm happy to look at the book. Mm-hmm. But the flip of that is, Vault themselves do shed loads of really good books.
Yeah. No, I don't think that's a point that's a point that either one of us need to reiterate or have issues over. Vault does a great job. Source Point does a great job. AWA does a great job. Image does a great job. Boom Studios does a great job, which will be the next book we talk about here in just a moment. There's a bunch of publishers that put out great content, but not every story is going to be everyone's particular cup of tea.
Agreed. And I think that's one of the good things I like about working on Flipside and talk about indie books is we get to see the whole range of different books. It's not just superheroes, It's not just cape and cowls. When we talk about the big two, that's predominantly what you're getting, whereas indie books, you got some superhero stuff going on, and you got some licensed stuff. You could argue that the big two characters are licensed by themselves just to their own companies because nothing's going to change. But for indie books, we've said this before, it's off the it's off the table. You could read Giga, for example, and that you are under no guarantee that Ethan gets out alive. No guarantee whatsoever. Now, if this was a Batman book, you know Bruce Wayne's getting out alive. So
I don't know the way that's been going. Yeah, you know what? We're gonna save that for the definitive crusade.
The Lame Duck Crusader is what I'm starting to call Batman. The Lame Duck Crusader.
Oh man, never a dull moment. But I think it's time to jump planes.
Several planes, if I remember correctly.
Yes, very, very, very true. So, and I mentioned Boom Studios for a reason, because they have one of the best, or one of my favorite intellectual properties. And now we have a comic book based on that particular intellectual property. Now,
Star Trek?
No, definitely. Oh god.
So like Star Trek. You can never do that.
I mean, okay, I don't hate Star Trek. I actually tried going back and watching the original.
All right.
And I struggled bad with it.
You're talking about the 60s show. The 60s show, right?
I wanted to give credit where credit was due. I struggled, but that's not the intellectual property that we were talking about. We were talking about Magic the Gathering issue number 1, and this is a book that you reviewed on Comic Crusaders.
Me?
See, yeah, right there. See, right there.
Yeah, that is me. Well, that's not me because obviously, dude doesn't.
No, that's Liliana Vess. But you reviewed Magic the Gathering number 1.
I did
on comiccrusaders.com, and for me it was a very interesting read. Great review, by the way.
Thank you.
What made it interesting for me was to read your viewpoint of a book that and a world that you have no knowledge about.
Yeah,
none.
Yeah. Welcome to my world. I was like, Magic the Gathering, is this not about Highlander? Nope.
No, definitely not.
Is it about Babylon 5? Nope.
So this book takes place in the world of Magic the Gathering. I think the timing was on the release is spot on, because they're getting ready to release a new expansion set for the game. So we've got that coming up, and where they've actually had kind of an increase in sales and new players, both from the Commander format and now with Magic the Gathering Arena on mobile. They're seeing a surge, if you will. And Hasbro, who owns Wizards of the Coast, is really pushing this out to expand the reach that Magic the Gathering has. So this book is really setting the stage for all newcomers, if you will, and for people who are familiar with the game. But it also allows those like myself who have not read a whole lot of the lore, if you will, of the game, to enjoy stories with characters that we know. So this takes place on the plane of Ravnica. Now, when I say plane, I'm gonna compare it to Earths within, say, like DC, where you have Earth 1, Earth 2, Earth 3. A plane is going to be a different Earth or a different dimension. So this takes place on Ravnica, which is a very land-based, very, very land-based plane. We're introduced to the first, and why I was actually really excited for this. So the first planeswalker that we meet, her name is Kaya, the Ghost Assassin. There's Kaya right there.
Ah, I have my Weeping Willow card, so I'll play that now. Weeping Willow post-it. There you go.
Mm-hmm. I like it. So with each plane, there's different guilds, if you will. You have Orzhov, which is from the game perspective, they're the colors white and black. You've got Golgari, which is going to be very underground. That's green black, and then is it very technological based, spell slinging.
I have to admit, I laughed when I read "Is it?" because that sounds like a proper, like a geeky sort of techno kind of a name. You know, it's like, does it work? Is it? Is it working? Yeah. Is it broken?
Pretty much. So we've got, Kaya, who's the planeswalker for the Orzhov Syndicate. We've got Ral Zarek, who's the planeswalker for the Is It League. And then you've got.
I bet it is.
God. Oh, good Lord. And then we've got Vraska. Okay, I was really excited as I was reading this book because, again, I was going through going, okay, I know that planeswalker, I know that one. Ooh, I have that card, I have that card. So I was geeking out on a whole new plane, no pun intended. This book, I'm just going to call it like it is. It is an origin story. It is setting the foundation of the world that you're going to be jumping into. These three planeswalkers are going to be teaming up to save humanity, but they run into another planeswalker who is one of the. You have your main planeswalkers who I would compare as, say, the Justice League of the Magic the Gathering world. So the one that they run into is Jace Beleren. Now, if you want, I even have a different card of Jace.
Very impressive.
So, again, go ahead.
I was going to say add 2 to dexterity and 1 to courage for that one, definitely. Sorry.
Oh man!
Am I showing my noobness there? Is that how it works?
Yeah, just a little bit,
just a tad. Sauce.
The big thing with this story is that it is really geared towards people who don't know Magic the Gathering. I mean, they don't go in depth about different spells and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a great story to set the scene, and where they're only really focusing on the plane of Ravnica right now. It leaves you kind of prepared for future issues to just open up the multiverse of Magic the Gathering. I mean, because we haven't even gotten into mentioning other planeswalkers, whether that's Chandra, Liliana Vess, who in your review, that's who was on that first image in your review.
Cool.
They don't even get into Nicol Bolas, who's an elder dragon within this world. I mean, this is the bare bones, set the stage for future stories to come.
Cool.
Now,
go
ahead.
As a Magic the Gathering fan, then, does this book work for you? Because for me, and we should need to shout out the creators. So I think it's written by Jed McKay, who's I think is one of Marvel's best writers. The Black Cat book he's been working on has been top notch since issue 1. Art by Ig Guerra, colors by Adriana Consuni, letters by Duke Shire, and of course you mentioned it's published by by Boom. So my question then, does the book work for you as a Magic the Gathering fan? Because for me, I kind of think it's a card game. Having a comic based on a card game takes away the individuality of playing the game. But
it doesn't, for the reason of, and I mentioned this earlier, that when I'm playing the game, I'm not thinking about the lore. I'm not thinking about the story or these characters. All I'm thinking about is how can I completely decimate and destroy my opponent. Using this card, this card, this card, this card. That's when I'm playing. That's where my mind is going. To be able to go and read this is kind of a nice blend, if you will, taking what I already know. I know who Kaya is. I know who Vraska is. I know who Ral is. Jace Bellerin. I think the other one that was mentioned is it Lavina? Yeah, Lavina was the other one that was mentioned. The one card I don't have.
Buy some packs.
Again, I know the characters, but this allows me to be able to enjoy their interaction in a way that I don't get in the game.
Oh, okay. I see your point. Yeah. So this kind of gives you like a bit more of a background of a grounding of who they are, rather than just, this card beats that card plus the potion plus the healing plus the Weeping Willow.
Yep. Because the Weeping Willow, that is a staple in any deck. Just kidding. So at that point, this I feel will appeal to those who play the game, who want to enjoy aspects of the world. Because if I were to sit down and have to kind of dive into all the lore leading up to now, that's a lot. Because this game has been going on since 93, and so you have all these stories from 93 to 2021. Oof, that's a lot. So story-wise, I thought this is great. The artwork, I loved it. I thought it was great. The one thing I would love to see, and maybe this is just the MTG fanatic that I am, I would love to see promo cards made based off of the book that could be used in the games.
Okay.
So if you pre-order, so what I'd love to see is if you were to pre-order this or buy this from your local comic book shop, and you're able to secure it early enough that you get a promo card in conjunction with picking up the book. Bud, I'm so disappointed in you. I'm calling you out right now. So, you did say great podcast. So thank you, Bud. Definitely appreciate it.
But he's a Patriots fan.
Well,
How's that draft looking right now, Bud?
But that's what I would love to see. You've got Hasbro behind this. Wizards of the Coast is providing a lot of obviously the licensing for them to make the book. If you want to get those players interested and encourage them to pre-order the book, to order it from the LGS, make cards specific for the book. You do that, I guarantee that people would pick up the book.
I think you're absolutely right. I think there has to be some sort of cross-pollination between the two. There's got to be, because there's going to be people who play the game who might not be in the comic books, and there might be people who are in the comic books but not in the game. This is a great way to kind of, whet the appetite of those people. And of course, you've got the people that like both, Josh, who would love that for their collection.
Yeah, and it would be a fun promo card, and you're supporting the local comic book shop. It's the same sort of approach of when players such as myself, when we buy the draft booster boxes and they do the buy a box promo that you only get at the LGS. Same concept, and you never know. It may spark the interest of people who are getting the book, who have never played the game, of, all right, here's your promo card for picking it up. You never know. It could open up the door for that avenue as well. So all in all, this is one of those books that I'm excited to read more. I thought it was a great choice of characters to pick to start off and lead you into this multiverse that has so much in it. They could take this story in so many ways. So I'm excited for issue 2, which comes out next month. And in between this issue and next issue, we'll have a new set. So we'll see what happens.
Excellent. Are you doing an unboxing of the new set on the think tank?
No, I will actually be opening it with another YouTube channel that I contribute with, the Clever Magic Community. My wife and I, we battle doing pack openings, and whoever has the highest value wins for that video. So,
didn't your wife kick your ass the last time with like?
You know what? Shinies? I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk about it.
So basically, what you're saying is your wife is the New England Patriots, and you're like, Denver Broncos, and it's the AFC Championship game, and only one of you's going to the Super Bowl, and Josh, you're staying at home with the kids. All right, okay, got it. Cool, excellent. That one's for you, bud. Fellow old timer in the house. There you go.
Wow, that's an old one. Well, speaking of Magic the Gathering, let's take a break and share an ad with you about our Magic the Gathering show, the Jank Think Tank. Boom.
Mic drop.
Or is it a card drop?
I only have Post-its to hand, so it doesn't work the same with Post-its. Sorry. Hold on, let me just get my little scribes. There you go. There you go.
Yeah, that show's a lot of fun to be a part of. If you guys haven't watched it, Matthew's got such great personality. His view on the game is fantastic. So definitely check it out. So, although Johnny, I know this is going to kill you. He's also a fan of Red Hood.
Well, somebody. Well, here's a question for all you Red Hood fans out there of a certain age. Are you really Red Hood fans? Did you really dial to save Robin? Really?
I wasn't even allowed to dial to save Robin. I remember asking my mom, saying, I want to call in. I want to save Robin. And she said no because it was a 1-900 number. So Robin died because my mom said no.
I don't even want to go there. Everybody who listens to the TDC knows exactly where I stand with Jason Goddamn Todd. So. Although I know this is the wrong show, but did you see the casting for the new Batman Hush animated movie?
Was it Hush or was it The Long Halloween?
Sorry, Long Halloween. Yeah, Long Halloween.
Yes, yes, I am super excited.
Because you like Jason Ackles, don't you?
I do like Jensen Ackles. His performance was fantastic. And for those of you who don't know who Jensen Ackles is, I don't know what rock you're living under, but if you're
he's the guy out of Smallville, season 4. He's the football coach that dates Lana. Yes, he is. Thank you very much.
What? No
way.
Hold on. Hold the phone. I'm checking his IMDb because I don't remember that. So we're going to go to his filmography. Although, well, son of a bitch. There he is right there. Although, to bring it back to Indie Comics.
All right, okay.
He's also going to be in season 3 of The Boys. As Soldier Boy.
Well, I've got to be honest. You know what? I didn't watch all of season 2.
I need to get caught up on season 2.
I got bored. I got bored with it. So
what did you think of season 1 though?
Season 1 was great up until the best episodes was the dolphin heist. After that, I got a little bit tired of it after that, to be fair. So
yeah.
For me, the dolphin heist was the pinnacle.
Yeah. I mean, so the show does take a kind of a split, if you will, from the source material.
A divergence.
Yeah. I like how you worded that. Well done.
Thank you.
Well,
it's like I do this
done.
for a living. I don't because no one pays me. Do you think I'd be doing this live, drinking beer if somebody paid me?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Well, it is time for another fantastic segment. One I look forward to.
It is always, to use a phrase, a random selection for sure. There is all sorts of stuff out there, so it's going to be fun.
It's true. So I think it's time to kickstart this segment. What do you think? I know. I just should I
flip the damn coin?
Flip the coin. All right. So here we go again. Raichu will be Johnny's pick for Kickstarter. The Pokemon side will be mine.
So that's how not to catch them all.
No, that's how the rest do the coin flip at a Dolphins Patriots game.
Well, because we can't catch anything.
Are
you saying the receivers for the Miami Dolphins are so bad they couldn't even catch COVID?
Oh, that's a good one. I like that one.
Yeah.
I like that one. And you know what also is funny? Your pick, my friend.
Oh, for the love of everything there's holy. I'd like to trade my pick, please.
Oh, wow. All right, your pick, my friend.
All right, so we're going with Arcs. Excellent. So an action sci-fi story. We don't talk enough about sci-fi sometimes when we think about all the things that kind of go with geekdom. You know, we tend to talk not that much, which surprises me when you think, you know, you've got Star Wars, you've got Star Trek and all that sort of stuff. Babylon 5 for those that like it wouldn't. So this book kind of is a bit of a throwback. It is basically the story of Lilith and Joseph, two planetary engineers who were booted by bacteria onto a terraformed world orbiting a distant star. All right. The process may have actually turned the planet into a bomb. So the last surviving humans, they have a terrible decision to make. Do they try and survive, or do they euthanize the species and the people on it? So it's kind of like a bit of a sci-fi horror thing on there, which I kind of like, to be honest. I think sometimes we don't recognize horror as part of sci-fi, but it does, make its way in there. I think some of the art looks absolutely great. It is a bit Adam and Eve, so yes, there's going to be.
I was going to say that's part of the reason why I haven't scrolled down.
No, it's fine. I'm scrolling down, and I get it. I know it's not for everybody, but it's kind of it's of its situation. It's not there just for the bells and the whistles, or for the publicity. It's there because it does make an absolute point.
I was going to say there is a method to the madness, or a purpose.
Yeah, definitely. I'm just trying to find the creator.
So bells and whistles, is that how we're going to refer to books like that if it has all the bells and whistles?
Well, if you can blow it right. I swear to God, I've only had one beer. I really have only had one beer.
And I only have one deck of cards.
I've only had one beer. You know what? There's no creators listed. I can't see. Can you see the creators?
I mean, there's
surnames. I can't see anything predominantly about the.
Yeah. All I see is Clicky Sprout wife out of London. So out of your neck of the woods, Holly Cameron is the only name I see.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a UK book. As I made a promise a little while ago that we're gonna, or at least I'm gonna, kind of pick UK books to give a shout out in this kind of segment. Where are we at with the pledges? I can tell you that it's doing really, really well, I believe. Let me just scroll to the top. So they're looking for £3,500. They've got 90 backers, and already they're on 2,823. There is a whopping 24 days left to go.
That's fantastic.
I mean, so you've got an absolute guaranteed on there. There are a couple of names on the cover, Collins and Morris. They're not listed anywhere to who else is on there. But you can pledge as little as £1, which is kind of a bit of a there you go. Keep up the good work. Well done. You can go for £5, which gets you the digital comic as a PDF. £15 gets you the issue 2 PDF, as well as the printed issue. And that ships anywhere in the world. Please note on that, though, the estimated delivery is November.
November, even on the PDF, I mean,
yeah, it's still a way away. But when I don't know if you can you get to the cover, Josh, without going too far? There you go. I mean, just look at that cover. Look how photorealist that is, with the kind of the heads and the kind of showing of the spine as it burns away. Great work, absolutely great work. Definitely, it's probably worth some patience on that. £35 or more, you get the issue 1, issue 2, both PDFs, and you get them both color versions printed as well. Ships anywhere around the world, and then for £40 you get sneak PDFs. You get your name in the thank you section. You get an exclusive cover. And £50 gets you the special edition signed. There you go. So a whole loads of different things on there for you, depending on where you are. I don't know. What do you think? Sci-fi horror, is that a good genre for people still? Or has it kind of lost its edge a little bit, do you think?
It's definitely interesting as far as the concept. I like how you made the reference of definitely kind of an Adam and Eve feel.
Yeah.
But on the other side of it, it's not a religious based, more scientific.
Yeah, excellent. Good shout. I found the creators. Arcs was written by the multi-talented screenwriter and illustrator Rory Collins. For issue 2, he's joined by very talented artist Andrew Morris, who's making his comic book debut. Andrew had the crazy idea of designing the backgrounds and a computer game engine.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go.
Yeah, no, I thought the choices were well done as far as the art goes. So
cool.
I dig it. So to just provide some numbers as far as the states go, with the goal of $4,791, they've already raised $3,892. As Johnny said, 91 backers go with 24 days left. Let me get a percentage here. So they're currently at 81%.
I was going to say it's about 80% off the top of my head.
Yeah.
I think that's great. 80%, 20 with a month practically to go, 3 weeks to go.
Yeah,
I think the shoe fire on that one.
Well, definitely. And it definitely leaves room for the opportunity to reach some stretch goals.
Definitely.
So definitely go check it out. Taking your very serious tone message.
Yeah, go on. I'll give you that one. I'll go with that one. Me serious? Why so serious?
Wow. Yep, that just happened. But
was it that bad?
I want to jump ship. Yeah. You've had worse. Jump ship to something a little more lighthearted. We have Bjorn, the Littlest Viking Saga.
Tell me to God that isn't Calvin there in the little Viking hat.
You know what? To be honest, that is exactly who I thought when I saw this. It's like Calvin and Hobbes, which is a fantastic series of books and comics.
Oh, I love Calvin.
But Hobbes. This is Vikings. I mean, so you're getting the Calvin and Hobbes feel in Vikings. I mean, who's not to love? What's not to love about this? I mean, with 23 days to go, it's already got 456 backers and over $35,000 raised.
Oh, man.
I mean, I love the art style in this. It is fantastic. And this is book 2 so far. So book 2 includes 3 chapters of Bjorn's Saga. You're getting a 96-page book, hardbound.
That was easy for you to say.
Oh God, the audio guy's gonna. I'm gonna have him send all the hate mail to you.
Fine. It depends what teams does. What teams does the audio guy support?
Well, we'll talk later. So correction. So the book is somewhere, as it says here, between 112 and 128 pages. I mean, that's a big, a good sized book.
You know, for that much, I wouldn't mind spending the $10 for that size book.
No, I mean for the digital, $10 or more, you're going to get books 1 and 2. $30, you're going to get a signed and numbered hardcover of book 2, and then you get the PDF of book 2 and all the stretch goals.
And it ships anywhere in the world.
Mm-hmm. Now the book delivery will be February of next year, which, to be honest, not a bad deal considering how much you're getting, how much book you're getting.
How much book for your book do you want?
But I mean, this is about the same. Just looking at the size of this book, it's going to be very similar to which one was it that I got? The Earthworm Jim.
All right. Okay.
So I backed that project, and that book was huge. And it was about the same size, about 120 some odd pages. So given the fact that it's, this is about the same size as that, that's why I can definitively say that it's a good size book. And who doesn't want to hear stories about Bjorn, the little Viking? So, but yeah, $40 is going to get you, again, the signed and numbered hardcover book. You're going to get vinyl stickers, and all the stretch goals, the PDF. I'm just looking here, and they actually have multiple options for the $40 tier.
I have to say that I have a newfound appreciation for vinyl stickers.
Mm-hmm.
Now that I've started, decorating my laptop and stuff, I think I definitely would like more.
Yeah, I remember I think I got a set of vinyl stickers for Morgan's Organs book number 3. I got some for Warcorns, Combat Unicorns for Hire. Trying to think what else I got. But yeah, the stickers are, it's, trying to think the best way to say it. It's a simple reward, like as far as easy to manufacture, but has the greatest impact for the consumer.
Cool.
Because like you said, you're able to decorate your laptop with them. So definitely one I would check out if you want to have books 1 and 2 as hardcover. Just up the pledge another $5. $45 gets you books 1 and 2 in physical form. Get the PDF of book 2, all the stretch goals. Not a bad deal.
I'm not sure if we've asked this question before, but we'll ask it now just because we're talking about the book and it's quite a big, heavy kind of volume. So if you put in a pledge for one of the hard copies, so the print hardback, whatever, and it ships anywhere in the world, does your pledge cover postage, or do you have to cover postage?
My understanding, and this is just Kickstarter in general, is that typically the shipping is extra.
All right. So who decides that? The vendor?
I
would, must be, right?
Yeah. So if I select this, so shipping to the for the United States is an additional $16. If I were to, I can actually look. So an additional $24 for the United Kingdom.
Okay, cool.
Right, I could even look at we'll pick Australia. That's where Dodgy lives. Yeah, an additional 24. So shipping is going to be the same for Australia as it is the United Kingdom. Okay. Granted, this is based out of, this is coming out of Austin, Texas, so it makes sense that shipping for me is going to be cheaper.
All my exes live there.
Yeah. Oh, don't ruin that song for me. I enjoyed that song.
All my exes live in Texas. That's it. That's all the line I know. Sorry. You've taken me off the screen, man. Is that why have you done that? Because my singing's that bad? Son of a...
No, definitely not. Only on StreamYard till we pull shenanigans like this. But I don't know. Going back to Bjorn, the Viking on topic here. just looks like a fun, fantastic read.
Yeah.
And even the type of book that if you want to sit down and read with your kids.
Definitely.
Because what better way to help them with their reading than sitting down and reading some comics?
Man, that's how I learned to read.
Yeah, but at the same time, you don't have to sit down and crank the whole book out in one sitting.
True. Too true.
I mean, it's not like, other books that we've read where you almost have to crank it out to. I mean, it's not like a doomsday clock.
Ooh, nasty tickle, man.
Yeah, you might want to wash that down.
Yeah.
So, well done.
All better now. The medicine's working.
Well, Johnny, this has been yet again another fun episode.
Well, I'll tell you what, we've had a bit of a mix of books there, haven't we? Really, we've had sci-fi horror, we've had card game books, we've had big robots and little Vikings. What other pod show gives you all that? Crazy.
Only this one. Only this one.
Excellent.
No, it's. I think this show really shows the versatility and the latitude as far as what Indie Comics is able to produce.
Definitely. It's good. There's something out there for someone. All you got to do when your local comic book shop is look past the big two, just for something different. Treat yourself. If there's an event book going on, when is there ever? Never an event book. Right. Instead of buying that tie-in book of the character that you never read, spend it on an indie book. See what happens.
Yeah. Well, and a lot of these publishers are getting some pretty big intellectual properties. I mean, Frank Gogol, who's a friend of Undercover Capes and Flipside Focus. I mean, he's now writing for Power Rangers.
Cool.
Which I'm super excited for.
That'll be an interesting take because Frank Gogol's writing is really quite serious. And whilst there is a lot of kid-based perspective in his writing, it is very much of the kids looking up at the grown-up world and the trials and tribulations. So seeing his work take a lighter style or a lighter stance, if you will, to do the it's morphin' time. It'll be interesting to see how that goes. Definitely.
Yeah, he had actually shared this on his Twitter the other day. So Power Rangers Unlimited, Edge of Darkness #1. So focusing on the Phantom Ranger. So, and this is a Ranger that I don't even know a whole lot about. So I'm really excited to see what Frank does with this story and where he takes it. So
cool.
Nice little shout out. So, and this book will actually come out at the end of June. So
cool. Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, something to look forward to. And if you're a Rangers fan, reach out to your local comic book shop, add that to your pull list. So, any other last minute shout outs you wanted to give?
I would like to give a quick shout out to Eva Frost. Do we have that there, or
if you give me just a hot second here, the audio guy is going to be pissed that I was not ready on this one.
Eva Frost. So this is the new. Well, it's due out. It's in advance at the moment, so I can't go into too much detail. But it's by one of my favorite authors over the last few years. I have lots of favorites, but this is by Ryan K. Lindsay, who's from Down Under. You may remember his work on Chum with Sammy Cavella, who's joined here on art. Sammy Cavella is currently writing for Image with, what's it called? The one book based in Detroit, 1973. What's it called?
Crap.
I'm going to have to Google quick. Sorry. Yeah, it's got a girl's name, I'm sure it is.
Oh, why can't
it's just got
Abbott?
it. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Abbott. Sorry, Abbott. Well done. Good shout. Well done. No one noticed. Good thing we're not live. We'll cut this out. So, and of course, he also did a book for Dark Horse called Negative Space. That's Lindsay, not Cavella. Ryan Lindsay, if you're watching, you owe me a happy ending. Just saying. But this book's kind of a little bit Blade Runner, bit of new universe. It's funny, when I looked at this book, I just finished looking at the Magic the Gathering book, and I was like, the difference in how Lindsay and how McKay go around setting up their universes to play with is totally different. This is just a gorgeous book. There's an advanced review on Comic Crusaders. Go check it out. It's one of 4, so it's not going to cost you a huge amount. It's due to ship on the 2nd of June. You've got time to get down to your local comic book shops and get your orders in, because final cut-off's not till April 18th. So that's this week. Get down there. Run quick.
Do it. Do it now.
I just said my Joker one was bad. Okay.
Well, I think that's our cue to go ahead and wrap it up for this episode of Flipside Focus. Again, thank you to everyone who's watched the live version of this episode, as we will be doing from here on out, because why not?
Because we never make mistakes when we try and forget comic books. That never happens.
No, of course not.
We're professionals.
No, definitely.
Professional what, I don't know, but we are, really, truly.
It's true. And of course, always, make sure to check out comiccrusaders.com for all written reviews, including reviews by, I was almost pointing the wrong way, the man, the machine, Johnny, the Machine Hughes, and all of our amazing contributors that we have. And then, as always, check out all of our other podcasts on Undercover Caves Podcast Network, including...
Well, we have the Old Timers Comic Book Shows coming to you in 2 days. That's right. Drops on Wednesday. Best creative teams this time around. Be surprised.
Ooh.
Be very surprised.
And then, of course, we've got the Definitive Crusade, No Prize Podcast, and the original, not to be impersonated, Outside the Panels.
Hopefully we're getting a really big artist in the next few weeks.
Ooh.
Fingers crossed.
Fun. And then, as always, we've got our other shows. We've got K-Pop Cosmos, which will have a new episode coming out this week. We've got Real Romance, Sloppy Spoilers, myriad of shows, the Jank Think
Crisis
Tank,
in the Toyverse.
Crisis in the Toyverse. If you love your action figures, check out what Bobo's doing. He's doing an absolute amazing job. So it is all part of the Undercover Kids Podcast Network. So that being said, Johnny, as always, it is a pleasure and a true honor.
Likewise.
So I know, big words here.
Yeah. I was going to say, it's been a blast. I love this show. Love spending time. It's great talking indie books.
Always. And on that note, we will catch you guys on the next one.
On the flip side.
Visit undercovercapes.com for the latest and greatest podcasts via the Undercover Capes Podcast Network. Also visit our parent company website, comiccrusaders.com, all about comic pop culture.